Thank you all for coming for the first annual Jim Leaf Golf Tournament. We have a lot of exciting things happening on the course and around the course today. We have a standard competitions, longest drive, closest to the pin. Oh, and before I forget, we're not going to do that marshmallow driving contest, that one where when you get backed up on the clay, and you got all those people there. We're just going to, Jim Leaf would just move on to the next hole. So, just move on to the next hole. Leave the marshmallows alone. They just keep your driver full of crap anyhow. Okay, so some of the more unique competitions in this tournament are the Jim Leaf Hole-in-One contest and the best overall representation of Jim Leaf's favorite golf attire. Now, I have some good advice about this. If you're wearing coral, orange, or red, you're probably in pretty good shape. Blue is a nice color, probably brings out your eyes, but probably not going to happen. In fact, if you're currently dressed in golf attire, would you please just stand up so we can see what the competition looks like?
Pretty good.
Excellent, thank you. I just wanted to see how I'm sitting in there. Okay. So moving on, if you're really lucky, you might even win the grand prize. That would be Jim Leaf's collection of more than 10,000 golf balls. Most of them collected from water hazards, and some of them still in the box from trips he took 20 years ago. By the way, now this is a joke. When you leave, take some of those golf balls. Speaking of being lucky, my dad, man, he was a lucky man. I mean, really, when you think about his journey through this world, I think about how lucky he was to have everything he had in those 81 years. In fact, lucky is probably one of the best ways to describe a man who had such a presence. My father had such a presence. I guess it's fair to say that everyone was affected by my father's presence. Just ask any of the family members. Ask Sue. And she benefited from his presence every single day. Take, for example, that when he decided to surprise his bride by throwing a party for her 40th birthday, man, he pulled out all the stops. He rated warning lights, he got all these flashing lights, he even had my brother Danny bring a gas-powered message board that said, "Happy 40th birthday." But in Dad's excitement to honor his wife, as some of you might know because you were there, he overlooked one important detail. She was 38. Lucky him, he was still married to her when she did turn 40. My niece Hannah, the first grade teacher, would say that my dad greeted every single day like her students do on the first day of school, with optimism, excitement, and joy. Even when he started his day in what the rest of us would call the middle of the night, 2 a.m., he was truly excited about having another opportunity to play golf, to meet with old friends, or to spend time with his family, and of course, to read yesterday's newspaper. And everybody knew not to touch that newspaper, except for Betsy, but she always restored it to its original order. Over the years, he developed a reputation for his easygoing, sociable, happy way of life. In his high school yearbook, he was known as the kid who was strange on Saturday night, whose biggest thrill was the weekends, who liked to dance, and who could usually be found at Frenchie's. Oh, and his silly ambition to own a Cadillac. Got that one nailed, huh, Dad? 5 times. Car hit 8,000 miles, done, get another one. Needs an oil change, done, get another one. Tires of color, done, get another one. Interesting, though, is that the cars kept getting smaller and sportier. In his work at Sioux Line Railroad, where he spent the entire span of his 40-year career, he was known as the $1 Million Man. Even after retirement, he still loved to talk about the railroad. And whenever Nick, Charlie, Trevor, Zach, happy birthday, by the way,
Whenever the boys or Sawyer visited Grandpa at Scottsdale, Arizona, they were sure to spend a fun afternoon playing with him at the train park. Now, we all know that Dad spent every day of his retirement on the golf course. He was a good golfer. No matter whom they paired him up with or who he got paired up with, he became their friend. In fact, the only strangers in my dad's life were the people he hadn't met yet. In his lifetime, he accomplished 4 holes in 1. But his luck on the course was about the lifelong friendships he developed with his golfing buddies. Friends whom he played golf with day in and day out, and whom he could count on as some of his best friends, both here and in Arizona. In his life off the course, my dad was pretty lucky too. He found a loving partner with Sue, and he raised 5 kids, which each of us take after him in one way or another. Patty is decisive, and my dad and Patty know what they want. Mike, let's just say clone. Danny inherited my dad's patience and volcanic demeanor, and Corey, his lawn looks like a putting green. Me, I talk to strangers, and I'm strange on Saturday night. My dad taught us how to live our lives with integrity, and he only had to whack us a few times to kind of knock that into our head. Take, for instance, one time in church, this very church right there, where we used to worship, when us boys were screwing around. Sorry, Father Barr. Dad separated us from one another, each shifting, and each shift was punctuated by a little swat to the head. Now, at the end of the Mass, one of the parishioners behind him tapped him on the shoulder and said, "You have the worst behaved children I have ever seen." Now, Dad responded in all sincerity, "Well, I'm hitting them as fast as I can." Things didn't come easily for my dad. But even in death, my dad was lucky. I mean, ask any of his friends. Jack, Joe, Bill, Earl. They all know that when he went, he wanted to go when it was his time. He often told them that he was ready to go. He had a great life and he wanted nothing more. He had everything he wanted in life. Knowing that his time had come, he even tried to bribe the medical staff this past weekend with the elusive pill that would end everything. The opening bid to the ER doctor was about $1,000. By mid-afternoon, it had jumped all the way to $30,000. He was that content and at peace with his life. That's pretty cool. We will forever remember his vivacious personality, his perpetual tan, his perfectly coiffed hair, his well-manicured lawn. I mean, seriously, if there's ever a neighborhood competition, I mean, he would win hands down. Sorry, Earl. But that goes for Robbinsdale as well as Newholt. He'll also be remembered for his love he displayed for his wife, his 5 children, his 10 grandchildren, and all of his countless friends. Oh, and of course, the 1,789,354 Sayer nieces, nephews, and in-laws. Even though I have spent my time up here talking about how lucky my father is, I want to close by saying that really, we are the lucky ones. Because we knew Jim Lee. We love you, Dad. We'll miss you. Play on to the next hole.